The Joe Rogan Experience.
When you say a piece of shit, you were just...
Dude, I was just a monster, bro.
What were you taking?
It wasn't even that. I was just...
What were you doing?
Just like selling drugs.
Slanging drugs?
Oh, you were selling drugs.
Yeah, I was a bad kid. I had no excuse. I had I wasn't like I was like my back to the wall. It was just like... I just like got a couple jobs and like I don't like this. I was like I should sell drugs.
What kind of drugs are you selling?
Pretty much everything.
Really?
Weed was the mainstay. But then I started like I got coerced into I didn't even know what pills did. So I was like my friends would talk me into going and like finding pills for them. Turned into a whole thing, dude. It was bad news.
How'd you get out of it?
Just stopped eventually.
Wow.
Just stopped. Yeah.
Patreon podcast took off. Now we're good. Thank you, Patreon.
No, it was.
That's amazing.
I didn't know what pills did, and I remember watching a whole, not even a whole, but like it was an apartment complex, and there was these 2 buildings full of like all these kids who were living there. And it's a long story, but like I somehow got my hands on like Watson pharmaceutical like jugs of fucking they were Vicodins, and like they were just I
love that I somehow got my hands on jugs of Vicodins. That's never happened to me. Weird.
I've never stumbled upon any jugs of Vicodins.
Never opened up a cabinet. Dude, look at these jugs.
I don't think I've ever seen a Vicodin.
What's a jug of Vicodin? How many are we talking?
Dude, it's when you're at the pharmacy and you look behind the counter, it's those big boys.
Oh, like a whey protein bottle.
Yes.
Like one of them big scoop protein things?
Yeah.
How much was that worth?
At the time, it was...
You're going to jail. You're talking about this on the podcast. You're fucked.
No, statute of limitations.
What is the statute of limitations?
I don't know.
Statute of limitations.
Statute
of limitations, dude. I'm in the clear.
Shades got the shades on.
It's time.
It's over. Okay, here we go.
But no, it was...
Mushrooms kicked
That's
in.
basically the thing. I was just a fucking nightmare. That was the thing.
Statute of limitations.
This is before the statute.
The French gave us this.
I was laying in bed just going, what the fuck am I doing with my fucking life? Having panic attacks. And it forced me to be like, yeah, it's probably a pretty bad idea. Everything.
So how'd you phase out of it?
I just stopped. It made me develop like a sense of like, yeah, this is fucking other people up. And I like saw people getting fucked up and I'm like, I'm going to stop doing this.
And you kept getting robbed at gunpoint.
And I kept getting robbed at gunpoint.
How many times did you get robbed at gunpoint?
Twice.
Whoa.
Yeah, twice.
After the first time, you're like, this is never going to happen again.
After the first time, I went back. The plug robbed me at gunpoint and he was like, I won't do it again. I was like, okay.
You said yes, daddy.
Yeah. The plug? What's the plug?
The dude who's your supplier.
Oh, your supplier robbed you at gunpoint.
Well, yeah, it was kind of a mess. I would give him money and he would go get them. And then one time he came back without them, and I was like, dude, just have them all. I was so scared of these guys. And I was like, you can just keep it all. I don't care. And he was like, how do I know you didn't set me up? And he pulled a gun out on me, and I was like, ugh. And my roommate walked down and went, ah! And they both just ran out. But yeah.
And so then you tried to buy from him again?
No, I told him, he like, time passed, and he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I found out who actually robbed me. He's like, if you could come back, I'll take care of you, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'll like make it worth your while, and you'll never have to put any money up ever again.
And then what happened?
I just went back, started, you know.
And then he happened to just pull his gun off.
Then apparently he got in trouble I think he tried to shoot at somebody. So I went back to pay him back one time, and then some guy was like, nah, he's in jail. He tried to shoot someone.
But you said he pulled a gun on you twice.
Once. A different guy pulled a gun on me.
You said he would never do it again.
He didn't. He was true to his word.
So that guy would never do it again.
The
other guy did it.
Some other guy. It was some guy. I was in a house, and a guy came in with a gun. That stunk.
What was this about?
Weed. Pounds.
They just said, give me your weed?
Yeah, it was like kind of like one of those things where like a guy comes in, he goes, oh my God, some guy happened to be behind me with a gun, everyone get down. And I was sitting there like, this is bullshit. So then he like just took the money, took like the weed, and then he was like, just like, who the fuck, you know, blah, blah, blah. He started telling me like I was on his territory, and I was like, dude, come on, man. And I just sat there and he just talked for like 2 minutes, and he was like, if you guys try to look out the window, there's people outside, they're gonna shoot you. He took all of our cell phones. I did have $1,000 behind my back though. I didn't tell him about, so I got to keep that.
That's pretty sweet.
That was pretty tough.
A lot of people would have lost their composure. Thankfully, that other guy pulled his gun on you before, so you were...
Dude, know what happens though is you lose, everything slows down, and you're able to like. I was in that the first time I just shit my pants. The second time I was like looking at the kid who I never met before, who I knew kind of set this up, because I watched one kid I knew like be in a real state of fear, and I watched this other guy pretending to be scared. All while this guy in a ski mask was like, whoa, 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 with a gun. And it was just like, fuck, I really hope. Like the part of my brain, like I might get shot, just went offline. And I was able to watch and be like, I'm going to fucking kill this little motherfucker when this guy, you know, blah, blah, blah. But